Namaste and welcome to the first screening of Light TV. Today we're going to talk to you about what's sort of going on in the planet right now and how I'm noticing everybody in a very negative state. So it's taking a lot of energy for a lot of people to stay in a very positive state or any type of positivity at all. So there's been quite an influx of light, so the light quotient within bodies is raising, and it it being told to me by Kuan Yin was saying that this is like the body feels like it is under attack. And so when we are under attack, what do? Our body starts fighting it. And what we're going to ask you to do is to recognize that this is a movement within your body to raise your frequency and to clear out anything that does not serve you any longer. So there's a lot of old ways of thinking that have been coming in for a lot of people again, and going over sort of that oh poor me victimization type of feeling. And I get it, I understand it. I know for myself in the last over the last couple of months, I've had 8 weeks or more, I've had a state of being very low in energy, and my body's been going through a huge shift. It's taken every ounce of my energy to keep myself at least any point of positivity. So I get it, and I realize, Spirit was saying to me, just, feel love, be this. And I was sort of anti that even. It was like, love, what do you mean love? We're sort of tired of hearing all that. It's not working, but actually it is. And as soon as I shifted my focus and my mental thought back to love, I instantly felt the energy shift. So it really does work. And I know that when we're in those states, like myself, I was resisting any sort of positivity anyway. And I knew that it wasn't anything big that was going to be like I hadn't flipped right back to, early years and life in my dense state. Wasn't like that. And I also knew that this was just a phase, like everything, it does pass. And I also did know that there was just no way this was going to create any more negativity in my life at all. It's like my life's a very positive life, and it rolls that way. And I knew this wasn't going to be detrimental to my path or me in any way, or my family. So it was a phase, and it is difficult for those around me. I'm seeing, a lot of clients that are in a very depressed state. Again, I know that can be difficult, but what we want you to do, if you'd like to, we invite you to just focus on any little thing that you appreciate, anything that you appreciate at all. And once you bring that appreciation in, there's a soft appreciation for that appreciation. So consciously you're paying attention to that you're appreciating, and the feeling of appreciation. And what that does is it sets up a momentum of feeling more of that appreciation. So the longer you can stay in that state, the better it will be for you. I know also that what we are sort of doing is that we're almost ahead of our creation. So there isn't sort of like a future in front of us at the moment, because so many timelines are shifting. We've talked through Authentic You Web TV of our last recording there was about the timeline shifting. And so this is that. It's like there's so many timelines that are shifting. But what has also happened is it's like we're sort of held in a holding pattern at the moment, and that's what's frustrating everybody. I feel it. I can sense it. I know what's going on. I feel. So this is why we're, voicing this to you. It's coming through, and it's like we're wanting to just settle some of the nerves that are around. So the way that I get shown it is that what we are is we're ahead of our creation. So there's this big talk and this emphasis being put on the end of September, beginning of October, and that it's going to bring a huge wave of light through. And people are talking about Nibiru and Planet X, Nibiru, as being a destructive force that's coming, meteors, all these things. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I feel that is an old prophecy. It's been brought in to try and help us stay where we were, stuck and disempowered. And so what I believe it is a huge energy shift. And what, in a sense, was like it's sort of said too that it's like the shift that we didn't get at 2012, but I know we shifted something in 2012. I know at the end of that year and in the beginning of 2013, we had definitely stepped through a doorway into the new world frequency. So this last couple of years have been, or 3 years, have really been about us moving ourselves more into that state, becoming more acquainted with the feelings that we have in this new vibration, higher frequency, how to drive the body and the new gifts. So this is now going to, in the September-October shift, it's now going to catapult us through this huge big archway that I see, this golden archway that is just showing, and it's not McDonald's drive-through, it's going to show us a way. And all of that you've been focusing on trying to get your life in order to is now going to start showing up for you. So what's happening with everybody at the moment is a huge frustration. It's like there's just this mass frustration on the planet that we're voicing ourselves, we're stomping our feet, we're saying no, we're making changes, and things are still sort of going the same way as they always have in certain areas. But in the bigger picture, I'm getting shown how much this is changing. And just recently had information to show us that we actually have a new system coming into place, and system's not quite the word, but it's going to be a better way for humanity. And I mean in a structural way that's going to bring forward new systems through the economies, all sorts of things. So what we are hoping for, and what we're sort of, and I know hope's one of these crossing your fingers and just hoping that it's all going to be there. When we know something, there's no crossing fingers. Hope is also, it lifts us up. It does give us something. So it is about praying and getting your hopes up to knowing that this is actually moving. We are making a change here. And that if we had a dream, what would that dream be? And to really focus your energy in the dream. So whatever you wish your life to be, what are the experiences you're wanting to experience now? We're wanting you to hold on to those dreams and those visions of yourself in a new world that you want, the new life that you want. So we are asking you to hold on to those dreams, hold on to the visions, and stay in the momentum of gratitude and appreciation. And that will shift you through in a much easier state and a lot easier way than if we were resisting this. So we're just asking you to do that. It's showing up more and more. This movement towards this September is going to really catapult. I was saying to friends just recently, there's nothing left for us. We've done everything we possibly can. We've done and made all the changes that we can. We've done everything we could possibly do. It's now a time factor. It's like we're waiting for the big tsunami, and it is coming. And I know that it's going to have an effect on a lot of people in different ways. There may be more chaos. It may appear like it's actually, created a worse state of being, because I know when we have these influxes of light that we have been having, people don't cope with that very well. There's a lot of people out there that go actually a bit nutty, so they might end, nutty's sort of, it's like they lose their mind, and it's not, it's because there's no grasp of reality anymore. It's like, what is really real here anymore? And so there's a confused state. There's lots of different ways that this plays out. It seems to be more crime and more all sorts. A lot of people leave the planet in those times as well, because a lot of them have come to a point in their journey where they are recognizing that they don't want to continue in this human form under this vibrational frequency. So what they're doing is they're removing themselves from the planet, and that's okay. That's their plan and their mission. And so those of us who are choosing to stay here rather, we have, we're here to ground this light in. We're here to really ground ourselves in here, create a world that is freedom from any shackles, freedom from any slavery. And we're doing that. We're actually creating this new realm of freedom. And we just need to keep going, stay focused, and be as positive in your dreams as you can be. Excuse me. So, a little mission every morning when you get up. It's so easy to flick our emotions by the thoughts that we have. And in other recordings we've done, which, by the way, you can have a look on my website, or you can go into YouTube and Google my name and it'll come up. But in a lot of those, we talk about how the emotions rule our body, they rule our life. So when we have our mind and emotions under control, in a sense, like, it's not about, what we need to do is we need to become aware of them, really take hold of them, clear out what isn't serving us any longer, and allowing higher frequency to come in, so we are then becoming more our true being, the light being, the soul love that we are. So in that state, we create more from a place of conscious creation than we do from pain if we're in our old emotional states. So that pain has created what has been happening on the planet, and how humanity has worked its way all the way through every lifetime. And now we come into this place of conscious awareness, which is now going to catapult, like we're saying, ourselves into this new world, which is going to be freedom, peace and harmony. We are going to have those states of being. And I know in my world, and in my world, when we again come into the creative field of everybody in their own mind has created their own world, and their own belief systems is what's playing out around them. So in an external around you, this is the world you've created. In my world, I do have that peace, and I do have that harmony, and I do keep creating. We are creative, so it is just an expression more of who I am. And my who I am is about helping. It's about assisting humanity and assisting this planet. And that's all we ask, is that if you can bring yourself into a state of appreciation, and that appreciation spreads, that appreciation opens other hearts to appreciation, and it starts growing a realm of kindness and giving and love. And anything that you can focus in love right now is going to work way better for you than if you were in a resistant state. So we're just asking that you pay attention to the way that you're thinking, the way that you're feeling. And there's an exercise that we do in development class where we get you to feel the emotion. So when you feel the deepest, darkest, most painful memory in your life, you'll go into that feeling. And then if we get you to focus instantly back into the most happiest and joyful time in your life, the most joyful memory that you ever had, you bring that in and you start feeling it. You can switch from one to the other just so fast. So we ask you to pay attention and to bring in that appreciation, start feeling the happy again. And when you're mindful of them, when you're not in that state, to just flick yourself back into it and hold that. Momentum will grow. Momentum will just grow, and you'll find yourself spreading that appreciation to others. And it starts a roller coaster. It just will keep bringing and sending out a wave of love and light. So just remembering again too that your creations haven't actually, and you'll know this because I know that there's so many of you that are frustrated that things aren't going the way you wish them to go. And financially, a lot of people are still struggling, and it's about survival still, and that part is the frustration for everyone. So just realizing that your creations aren't actually here on the planet yet. There is, like we're saying, a holding pattern that I keep seeing. And it is about just paying attention to your dreams, making sure that you hold your vision for the life that you really truly desire. And don't let anyone take you off track. Don't let, if you're sharing your dreams with somebody and they're not into it, and they're saying this isn't going to work, it's not that, it's going to do this and that, and it's not going to work, don't pay attention to them. You hold fast to what you have and the dreams and desires that you long for, because those sometimes are what keep us in this game. And I know seems like a game, but it's like It's what keeps us going. There's this inner sense within us and knowing deep within us that we are here doing what we came here to do, and that we are actually making a difference, and that we just need to keep going. So hold on tight. I want to say, as our little motto is, tie yourself onto your surfboard. And when this wave comes in September, October, I just, just hold on, tie yourself onto that surfboard and ride that wave, because you will end up on the shores of freedom. So I would wish you all very well. And obviously, you know, if there's anything that we can ever help anyone with, and I mean that, I mean we run cellular memory clearings, and lots of workshops and things. We're trying to motivate and bring tools in here for everybody to use, so that you can free yourself of whatever it is that's holding you bound. So if there's anything like that you're called with anything that we're putting out there and offering, and please do book in, and contact details are all on my website. Everything we're doing is on the website, so have a look, and God bless. Thank you.